And here to give us a closer look at the current inflation level and what it means for us here at home is Tony Krvaric, president of Krvaric Capital. Tony, thank you so much for joining us. First, your reaction to the Treasury Secretary Yellen saying that the economy's looking good. Your feelings on that?
Well, the economy's doing good, but we're in this weird conundrum where the Federal Reserve is trying to slow down the economy, and the reason they're trying to do that is because we have runaway inflation in this country. And you'll hear on the news today that inflation was only up 5%.
Right.
And so some people sitting at home might go, well, great, that means things are going to start coming down. No. Guess what? Things don't come down. They were 8% last year. They were 5% the year before last. And so this is inflation one upon the other is making it harder for people to make ends meet.
So yeah, as you said, consumer prices rose 5% in March. Now that is the slowest, they say, since May of 2021. Does that mean anything to you at all?
Well, so let's put things in perspective. Let's step back. For the last 30 years, from 1992 till 2020 or so, we had 2.5% on average. So 2.5%, we all get pay increases. People make a little bit more each year, and so that way you can kind of keep up with the prices that are going up. So in 2021, prices went up by 5% or by 9%, and then they went up by 6%, and then now they're up by 5%. So that's down from 6. But let's put this in real terms. So if you started with a random basket of goods, that's, let's say, Walmart, that cost you $100. So in 2021, now that costs $108. Then $115 the next year, and this year that basket of goods that 2.5 years ago cost $100 costs $120 today. That's a 20% increase. That's unheard of, and this is a silent killer that's taking people's purchasing power away.
What is it going to do to the stock market?
Well, the stocks and real estate usually kind of keep up with this. Well, the danger is really to average Americans, which if you're making $50,000, if you were making $50,000 2.5 years ago, if you're not making $60,000 today, you're falling behind. And how many viewers, or if you made 100 grand, you better make 120 today. So how many people have had that kind of an increase in their salaries? Not many. And so as a result, people are actually worse off today than they were 2.5 years ago.
So you mentioned that 2%. So that is the target the Fed wants to get inflation at. And this is probably not a simple answer, but how do we get to that?
It's actually, it's relatively, well, it's simple but not easy. Let's put it that way. So the problem is that our government spends too much money. Each and every year we spend more money than we take in. So if this was the average San Diego household, there's no way you can just dish out another credit card. You're
keep borrowing, keep borrowing.
So what we have to do, but we can't just blame it on politicians. It's easy to say, well, the politicians. Well, politicians promise things, and we all go to vote, and then so we have to switch our mindset and vote for politicians who have the wherewithal to say no sometimes. And we ourselves, well, it would be great if we can get free college, and we can have free handouts, and we can have this new program and that new program. The thing is, reality is, things cost money, and so every day, as long as the federal government spends more than they take in, this will be a problem, and obviously it's accelerated in the last 2.5 years. So we have to have our government stop spending this much money, but that requires that all of us as voters, as San Diegans, require that of our elected officials, and it's a very difficult thing to do, to look into ourselves and demand that of the politicians and electing people who have the courage to say no.
All right. Well, Tony Krvaric of Krvaric Capital, I appreciate it. I think that's good advice. Vote for with your wallet rather than your heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Hunter, let's send it over to you.